Howdy, howdy. Off-grid North Country. So, it's a cold day today. I was out working on the sawmill building. I hear a lot about cryptocurrency and Bitcoins particularly. And I wanted to kind of share with you my objections to why I think crypto is not a good idea. I think first and foremost, my question is although I've heard the arguments as it could be sound money, decentralized currency, not centrally controlled, etc. I say it is tied directly to the internet and electricity. If you remove either the internet or electricity, there's a gold eagle flying out there. That gold eagle just keeps circling. I hope he's not after my chickens. I don't know why. I keep seeing that bird. I've seen him like 4 times today in the last half an hour. Well, if the electricity, it's coffee, was turned off, your computer wouldn't work. If your internet was turned off, you couldn't do trades. And when I first heard about Bitcoin, it was back when it first started. It was $37 for a coin, and there was a guy who wanted to sell me 13 coins for 37 US a piece. And at that time it was cheap compared to what it is now. I mean, now, if I had those 13 coins now and I kept them, I'd be a millionaire. But here's the thing about that. Our Creator intended that we work by the sweat of our brow and we till the land. We produce something. And you've all heard of a Ponzi scheme, and many will say Bitcoin is not a Ponzi scheme, but yet the more people who buy into it, the value of it seems to go up on the market. So it's gone from when I had first seen it, $37 up to thousands and thousands and thousands. All that increase in digital asset did not come about through, I would say, argumentatively not come about through sweat of your brow, tilling of the ground, or producing something, goods and services through a trade. Any exchange or money made on a stock market, in my thoughts, comes in conflict with the intended process of wealth and wealth production. So that is one thing I have against it, in the sense that people become very rich without producing anything, without sweating, laboring, planting and reaping, and it's not something I would say is in harmony with what I believe the Creator intended we live. And then the other aspect is who created it. Some have said it was the CIA. I don't know. But the whole creation of Bitcoin is a digitally based cryptocurrency, which means if the electricity was off, like I said, and the internet was off, it would be gone or would not be able to be used. Even if the internet and electricity were on, these coming days, we could be required, just like we are when we open any app almost, to agree to terms of service. If the internet was ever and could be centrally controlled by an entity for whatever reason, that you must agree to certain terms and services. This could play into the beast system of not being able to buy or sell without having the mark. I mean, yes, it could happen with cash, but is more likely to happen with digital currency. And my personal belief is that eventually the governments of the world and the Fed will move towards a digital currency, which I don't believe will be Bitcoin, but I believe they'll have a digital currency which they will use on the exchange instead of dollars. And most people today are doing everything digital with credit cards and chips and their phones. And I think of this as society moves further and further away from true value of the land and the family-based communal lifestyle, where individuals and families could live in a community and produce their goods, trade with each other what they needed, maybe use gold and silver as an exchange. Later in history, we see it was used, but early on, it was mostly just by trade, barter between items, or items they would trade for other items. And then later, gold and silver was used. But the whole fundamental principle I see is that God intended that we live as family communities and in our local areas produce what we need for our families, and then we trade the excess with our neighbors, which today you don't find many who are independent. People would say Bitcoin gives financial independence, but yet you're still wholly dependent upon the electricity, the internet, and I just see it as being, on its basis, fundamentally flawed, in as it does not work in harmony with the system that I believe our Creator intended. I keep saying this, but that's my biggest objection. Yes, I could have gotten rich if I would have bought it. My value would have been, in cryptocurrency value would have been very high right now. The price has gone up so much, I would have been a millionaire. But like I said, that does not change the fact that it is still an electronic thing that has no intrinsic value. People argue, say, well, I traded intrinsic value for it. Okay. Fair enough. But do you really have control over that money if the government decides to say you can't use the internet or you can't have electricity? And yeah, there's exceptions. But I want to share this with you. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I feel for me, I would say keep working, keep planting, keep harvesting.